This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, all. Good morning. Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about cloud storage. In GCP, we have storage services, right? So let us discuss about storage part today. Yeah, storage options in GCP. Fine. So basically, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So basically, what is storage? Okay. So what is cloud storage? So Google Cloud Storage is a global storage. Okay. Also, this is object to storage, which is retrieval of any amount of data at any time. Okay. You can use cloud storage for a range of scenarios, including serving websites content, storing data for archival and disaster recovery, or distributing large data object to users via direct downloads. Okay, and storage options in GCP. So in today's world, everywhere, so every cloud provider, they're trying to give best storage, right? So every cloud provider, they're trying to give best storage because the world is full of world is having full of data, right? So everywhere data is available, everywhere, every company, every organization, every activity, used data sets are available, right? So that is why, so every platform, every cloud platform, they're trying to give best storage to store the data, right? Fine. So here GCP is providing best storage options, right? From simple file storage to large use data sets, n number of options we can use in GCP. So Google Cloud is having very good features. Storage level, we have very good features, and they are giving best storages, right? Yeah. Next one is the block storages. So any type of files that can be stored in the form of blocks, right? So like you can store operating systems, app data, etc. So in GCP we can use persistent disks. So persistent disks means these are the premier disks. These are the high performance drives. Okay. So yeah, persistent disks are durable network devices that your instances can access, like physical disks in desktops or laptops or servers. Okay. Persistent volumes we use, right? Yeah. Next one is immutable blobs. So immutable blobs means, so which can not be changed, which cannot be changed, like videos, images, okay, and files we can store in the immutable blobs. Next one is the OLTP. OLTP means online traditional processing data. So here we have Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner. Okay. So yeah, before that, OLTP means, it means the data in the form of tables and relations we can store. It means structured data like banking transactions. Okay. So instance domains we use normally OLTP, online traditional processing data. Okay. So fine. So bank transitional data. So employee data for some, to save this structured data, we use SQL. SQL we use to save the banking transitional data, right? So Cloud SQL is open source. MySQL commands we can use this. Okay, MySQL commands we can use to store the data in SQL, right? And a Cloud Spanner. So Cloud Spanner is Google proprietary tool. So most advanced tool. These tools are used for structured data, transitional data. So normally in banking and business domains, we use this Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner. Okay. Next one is NoSQL. NoSQL means it is not like SQL. So here we have data store and big table. Two things are there. So we can store documents in the data store like XML, HTML, right? So different formats we can store in the data store, right? So big table means we can call it as columbral data. We can call it as columbral data store. So this is famous and we use for fast sequential scanning data. This big table normally we can use for fast sequential data. Next one is OLAP. So OLAP means online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. So here we can use BigQuery. BigQuery is a tool which is used for analytics, simple data warehousing tool in GCP, right? So BigQuery is a tool which is used for analytics, data analytics. Okay, simply data warehousing tool in GCP. Okay, it can store used data sets. Normally in BigQuery, so we can store used data sets, means like 1 TB, 2 TB, 10 TB, like that. Used data sets we can use in OLAP, right? Next one is Google Cloud Storage. Yeah. So this is the storage buckets. Basically, this is storage buckets. In this storage, we can store videos, images, files, etc. In Google Cloud Storage, we can store data as much as we want, whatever size you want to store. So it will not stop you to utilize. You can store whatever size you want to store. Any size of data, whatever we want to store, we can store the data on this bucket storage. It will not stop you to utilize as much as you want. Okay. So Google Cloud Storage basic mechanism is all data we can store in the storage entities which is called as storage buckets. So data is stored inside the buckets. Buckets are those which hold the data, and buckets are globally unique. So globally unique and ఏంటంటే so buckets are globally unique and ఏంటంటే ఏం చెప్పొచ్చు. For example, if you give the name like DevOps, it will check globally. Okay, if the name is available, so it will not take the same name. We have to provide so unique name for buckets. Okay, if the name is already available, it will not take the same name. So these bucket names are globally unique, right? So next one is buckets are standalone, means there will not be any disturbance on buckets. Okay, and objects means the items. Objects means items which are stored in buckets called objects. So these are objective storages. These are objective storage. Next one. Yeah. So bucket storage classes. These are the different classes available: multi-regional, regional, nearline, cold line. Okay. So 4 types of storage classes are available. So first one is multi-regional. So multi-regional buckets means, so Google provides for this. Google provide 99.95% availability. So multi-regional buckets, multi-regional, regional, nearline, cold line means. Multi-regional means when we create the bucket, so we can select multi-regional. So the buckets are so replicate across the regions. Okay, so we can access from different regions. For example, we have created a bucket in APAC region, Mumbai region. We can access from Europe region, we can access from US region, different regions you can access. Okay, so these buckets are available. Multi-regional buckets are available, 99.95% availability. Okay. Second one is the regional buckets. So these buckets are regional specific, only particular region. For example, so if you create a bucket in Europe region, so you can access in Europe region only. If you create a bucket in Mumbai region, you can access in Mumbai region only. Okay. So these buckets are regional buckets are available 99.9% availability. Okay. Next one is the nearline buckets. So what is this? So minimum storage for 30 days. We have to store the data minimum 30 days in the nearline buckets. Okay, this is the condition. So these buckets are available 99% availability. So cold line storage, what is this? So minimum 90 days we can store the data on cold line storages. So this storage is normally we use for backup and archival. Cold line storages normally, so we can use for backups and archival. So this is very cheaper storage. So 99% availability, right? So these are the buckets, very cheaper storage we use in this. These buckets are normally we use for backup and archival. Okay. See here, these are the multi-regional buckets, 99% availability and geo-redundant, used for frequently used data, a bit costlier when compared to other regional. Okay. Next one is the regional. Regional means 99.9% availability. Object stored region specific only, frequently used data. Nearline storage 99% availability, minimum storage for 30 days only. So used for data backups and archival storage. Cold line storage. See here, 99% availability. At least 90 days we have to store the data in this. Suitable for legal or regularity data. So these are the things available. Okay. Let us go and create these buckets. console.cloud.google.com. So this is my project ID. You can select this. Now, so if you want to create storage accounts, okay, go to navigation menu, cloud storage, click on this. See here. So here we have browser, monitoring, and settings. Okay, 3 things are there. So here browser means whatever buckets we created, that we can check here. And the monitoring means whatever buckets we have, those buckets we can monitor. So Google egress bandwidth is used when your cloud storage data is accessed by other cloud. Okay, something they note here. So in the settings, we can check all the settings, whatever buckets we have. So for that buckets, we can check this, right? Next one. So I want to create one new bucket. Click on this create bucket. Yeah. See here. Bucket name. So I want to provide some bucket name here. Test bucket, DevOps batch 39 something I want to give. Okay. So next one. Choose where to store your data. Okay. So click on continue. See here, multi-region, dual region, region. So by default, it is selected multi-region. So you can keep this location US, multiple regions in US states, United States. Okay. Click on continue. See here, standard nearline, old line archive, right? So standard best for short-term storage and frequently access data. Nearline means best for backups and data access less than once a month. Cold line storage best for disaster recovery and access less than 1 quarter. Okay. So archive best for long-term digital prevention of data accessed less than once a year, right? So different options are there. So by default, it is selected standard one. You can select standard one. Click on continue. Okay. See here. So prevent public access. Okay. If you want to prevent public access, enforce public access prevention on this bucket. Okay. So if you want to select this, you can select, or else you can uncheck this. So access control, uniform, fine grained. Okay. So you can give default one, continue, advanced settings. So if you want to encrypt your data, okay. So you can select encryption key and the retention policy also if you want to set. Retention at ఏంటండి? What is retention? Retention at ఏంటండి?
Setting the particular
particular time, right? Within that time, the data will, for example, retention policy is 30 days, for example. So after 30 days, the data will be erased and it will start rewriting the data, right? So that is the retention. So click on create now. Now the bucket is creating. So this is the bucket, test bucket DevOps/30, right? So if you click on browser, see here, this is our bucket. So here we have one feature in the Google Cloud. They have very good feature. What is that? I'll show you. So whenever we create the bucket, okay. So if you want to stop that bucket, you can stop that. So normally in AWS, we don't have that option. So we can't stop the storage. We can disable the storage. We can't stop that, right? But here they gave very good feature, which is when we create the bucket, by default, request the page, it is in off state. If you want to start this bucket, you can start. So click on this, turn on. When you turn on, then only the bill will be generated when you store any data. Okay, so click on turn on. Now it is turning on. It's taking some time, so let us wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Now it is on, right? So whenever we turn on, so we can upload any data. So if you want to stop this storage, you can click on this and you can turn on, right? So normally in real time, okay. So when we don't require the storage, for example, in our project, we are using some buckets, GCP buckets also we are using to store some project data, right? So 2 buckets we are using. So 1 bucket frequently we use, 1 bucket non-frequently. Sometimes we use. By the time, what we will do? So whenever we don't want to use that bucket, we can stop that. So billing will be stopped. So we can turn on and we can use again, right? So this is the very good option. So here we have 3 dots, more actions for buckets. Just click on this and you can check, see here, edit bucket permissions, edit labels, edit website configuration, edit default storage class, delete bucket, export to cloud, pub and sub. Okay, different things are available, right? So now, if you want to edit permissions of your bucket, public access, not public access. If you want to prevent this public access, you can prevent this. Switch to fine grained and switch integrated permissions, show integrated permissions, add members. If you want to add any members, you can add members, right? So these are things available. Now I want to open this bucket. Yeah, see here, this is the bucket. Test bucket DevOps as bucket name. And if you want to upload any files or folders, if you want to create any folders, you can upload from here. And the configuration, if you want to check configuration of your bucket, okay, so this is the configuration, you can check it out. Like, so these are the, so it is showing not public, right? So this buckets we require some subscription. Okay, Google Cloud normally it will not allow public access. Okay, so we can try and we can check it out. Okay, so permissions, you can edit permissions. Retention, you can set retention policy, So lifecycle rules, you can create some lifecycle rules also. Okay, you can move this data to cheaper storage if you want to move this data. Okay, now so I want to upload some file here. Upload files. Some files I want to upload here. Click on upload. So Java environment language, I want to upload this. Yeah, now I upload this. Okay. So now if you want to access this, just open this file and you can give this URL, authentication URL, so that so it will be accessible like this. Everyone can access like this. This is the file normally. So when you share this URL, anyone can access from anywhere, right? So if you want to download from here, you can download. So if you want to edit metadata, you can edit this, right? So edit permissions, delete this bucket also. Okay. So normally, so this is the way we can perform these buckets. We know already in S3, in AWS, we already learned this, right? The same way. So in GCP also same functionality. Okay. Same functionality, same usage, right? So now. Now what we will do, so we'll take some snapshots and all. Okay, snapshots and images. Okay, so we'll check it out. So before that, I want to add one instance here, VM instance. So compute engine, VM instance. I want to create an instance here. Click on this. VM01. Create. Yeah. So this is our VM instance which we created here. So now, so open this. Yeah. Now, if you want to create any snapshots for this, okay, or else if you want to create any image, machine image, okay. So using this machine image means AMI, right? We call it as AMI. In AWS, we learn AMI, right? So we can convert into image, master image. Okay. So now I want to take snapshot. Okay. So go to snapshots. Here we have snapshots. So create snapshot. Click on this create snapshot. So snapshot name. So VM01 snapshot. You can give the name here, snapshot name. Source disk. Select this VM01. So VM01 disk I want to take. Okay. So multi-regional, regional, we have to specify, right? Also labels, if you want to add labels, you can add labels. Name. So value, you can give like this. Okay, so next one is application consistency. If you want to add anything, you can add. Click on create this snapshot. Click on this create snapshot. Snapshot is creating now. Snapshots ఎందుకు వాడతామండి in real time? Real time lo what is the use of snapshots?
Whenever terminating the instance.
Yeah. So we take the snapshots for two things. Okay. So one is for to take the backups. Backup means temporary backups. Okay. To reduce the costing, we use the snapshots. We create the snapshots. Second one is, so whenever the deployments happen, whenever deployments are happened by performing by application team, by the time they will request us to take the snapshots. So if anything like deployment is crashed or anything happened, by the time they will request us to revert the snapshot. Revert means it will bring back to original state. Okay. So two times we use the snapshots. One is for to reduce the costing, we convert it to snapshot. Second one is while deploying any applications, any code deployments. So by the time application teams will request you to take the snapshots to protect the application. Okay. Yeah, the snapshot is created here. So open the snapshot. See this.
Sir,
Yeah, Chapman. Go ahead.
sir, in AWS we are creating Yeah, volume to snapshot, sir.
Yeah, here also same, right? Here also volume. This is
Okay.
conjugate pattern. Snapshot size is 382 MB only. We convert into snapshot, right?
Okay.
So disk volume only we are taking snapshot. Yeah. So here now, so this is the VM disk name, disk size, snapshot size, location, label, creation time, encryption type. Okay. So now using the snapshot, if you want to create any instance, click on this create instance and you can create the instance using the snapshots whenever needed. Whenever the project team asks you to revert this snapshot into server VM, okay, we can revert this. Okay. Now, one more important thing here is normally in real time we don't take snapshots manually. We create a schedule, snapshot schedule. So normally some, for example, critical applications are there, critical apps, critical applications. So those are running on some servers. That snapshots we schedule automatically. Snapshots will be happened every day. Okay. First I delete this snapshot, select the snapshot and delete this snapshot. Now we can check the schedules. Yeah, snapshot is deleted. Now create snapshot schedule. Click on this. See here, schedule. So you can give schedule 1, for example, name schedule 1, a region, US central 1. So regional or multi-regional, you can select. So normally the snapshot schedules we use in regional only. Okay, these are regional specific. Fine, select location, US central, schedule options, daily snapshots. Start time, by default it is showing 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Between this snapshot will be happening. So why they are showing 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So morning తీసుకోవచ్చు కదా snapshot by 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. they can take snapshot, right? Why they are showing 8 p.m. after business hours? So ఎందుకంటే మీకు bandwidth increase అవ్వకుండా, so bandwidth should not be increased. Snapshots will happen through network only. That is why if you take the snapshots or if you take backups in business hours, so some traffic will be increased. That is why normally after business hours we perform the same. Right? See here, and yeah, auto delete snapshot after 14 days. So what will happen after 14 days? Automatically the snapshot will be deleted. So daily snapshots will be happen, and after 14 days snapshot will be deleted, right? So this is automated process. Every day snapshots will be happen. So if any backup lost, data lost, we can retrieve from snapshots. Okay. So after 14 days the data will be deleted, the snapshot will be deleted, right? So you can keep snapshots 14 days. Delete snapshots after older than 14 days. You can select this. Application consistency, so not required. Enable application consistency. Labels you can add and create snapshot. Now snapshot schedule is created. See here, every day between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. snapshot will be triggered. Snapshot will be happening. Okay, so this is the way normally we take the snapshots. So delete this. Next one is disks, click on disks. See here, these are the disks available, which we created already. 8 GB SSD persistent disk. So this is a VM disk, 10 GB. Okay. So these are the default disks which are available. And this is VM disk. Okay, so open this VM disk. Open this. So from here also you can take the snapshot and create image also from here. Okay, from disk also we can create snapshot and we can create disk image also. So we can clone disk also. If you want to clone the disk, you can clone the disk also from here.
So what is the clone disk?
Yeah, cloning also one replica, that is old process basically. So that is also one of the backup mechanism. Okay, so you can clone or you can take backup or you can create snapshot. Cloning also one backup mechanism. So using cloning also, you can clone the disk. Clone means entire copy will be available. One replica will be available. So now if you want to edit the disk, you can edit. See here. Size is 10 GB, right? If you want to modify it to 15 GB, you can modify 15 GB. Now it is 15 GB. Okay. So like this, you can perform activities. Next one is VM instance. Go to this. So this is our VM. VM instances are highly configurable virtual machines for running workloads on Google infrastructure, right? So instance templates. Create instance template. So ఎలా create చేస్తాం template ని? So template అంటే so we in VMware will call it as template. So AMIs, we are talking about AMIs, right? In AWS. So AMIs templates both are same. Okay. So here we can take one template also, different naming conventions here, different things. Okay. So we can create the template. If you want to create template is a master copy. You can create a template here using this create instant template. Okay. Next one, sole tenant nodes. Sole tenant nodes are physical servers dedicated to hosting only VMs in your project. They are often used for running workloads with extra security, compliance, performance, or licensing requirement. Machine images. So machine images also we can create. So a machine image is a compute engine resource that store all the configuration, metadata, permissions, and data from one or more disks required to create a virtual machine instance. So TPUs.
So what is the difference in instant templates and machine images?
So slight difference will be there, Andy. VM instance and instant templates, machine images, slight difference will be there. Image ante oka image la create chestam, template ni kuda image anochu man. Okay, slight difference will be there. So we can use either templates or images, whatever you want. Committed use discounts, some discounts like, so commits provide discounts for VMs and software licensing in return for 1 to 3 year purchase agreements. So if you want to purchase any VMs or any resources for 1 to 3 years, you will get some discounts. Okay. So next one is migrate for compute engine. So migrate, if you want to migrate any VMs, we can use this migrate options. Okay, VM migration API. We have to enable from one region to other region. If you want to migrate VMs, you can migrate this. Next one is disks. These are the disks available, whatever disks available, you can check it out. Snapshots. Next one, images, AMIs, like AMIs. So these are the default images which are available on our console. Yeah, instance groups also can create, and health checks also you can use. Create health check for your computing. So OS patch management, VM manager. So patch management also we can perform from here. Okay. So monthly patches, for example, we have Windows missions. Okay, every month Microsoft will release Windows patches for Windows missions. We can perform patching from here. So VM manager is the suite for tool that can be used to manage operating systems for large VM fleets. So OS configuration manager. Settings, metadata, zones, network endpoints. Okay, so different things are available.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
AWS మనం ఇన్స్టెంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసేప్పుడు డిలీట్ అండ్ టెర్మినేషన్ అని సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తాం సార్. అది ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా ఆప్షన్ అంటే దీంట్లో ఆప్షన్ లేదు సార్. మనం టెర్మినేట్ చేసేప్పుడు కూడా మొత్తం స్టోరేజ్ అంతా డిలీట్ అయిపోతుంది.
Delete and termination ikkada ledandi. Specifically they didn't specify this. Okay, they didn't give that option, but normally yeah, disks separately we can store separately. We can, so adi manaki ikkada kanipistundi gaani manaki licensing part lo you can check it out. Okay, subscription unte meeku you can check it out. సో ఇంకొకటి ఎస్టర్డే మీరు అడిగారు కదా, అది ఒకసారి చెక్ చేద్దాం. SSH తో ఎలా కనెక్ట్ అవుతాం? SSH తో
and how to yes sir. And how to assign elastic IP, like one particular IP, how to assign one VM.
అది మీరు ఒకసారి చెక్ చేయండి. ఓకే, మీరు చూడండి, మీరు ఒకసారి గోత్రో వాడు కన్సోల్ సేమ్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది, దొరుకుతుంది మీకు, చెక్ చేయండి. సో ఈ సర్వర్ ని కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ VM, రైట్? వి క్రియేటెడ్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు కనెక్ట్ దిస్ VM, నార్మల్లీ మనం ఎలా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాము? త్రూ బ్రౌజర్ వి కనెక్టెడ్ లాస్ట్ టైం, రైట్? సో ఇఫ్ యూ క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్, automatically it will connect. But how to connect through SSH? I'll show you. Can you mute yourself, Suresh? So some background noise. Yeah. So here we are able to connect through browser, right? So now we can perform whatever you want. Normally we connect through this browser only in real time as a DevOps engineer. We connect through browser. But so when we hand over this server to project team, they will connect through SSH only. So how to connect through SSH? We'll try to understand this mission, how to connect through SSH. So for which we required one public key. Okay, so we require one public key. So now so open puttigen. So we need to generate one public key here. Okay, so click on generate public key. Public key is generating now. మీరు SSH త్రూ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలనుకోండి. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు డైరెక్ట్ గా కనెక్ట్ చేసి చూడండి, కనెక్ట్ అవ్వదు. యూజ్ అందరూ SSH క్లయింట్, క్లిక్ ఆన్ దిస్. So copy this external IP. For example, I'm trying to connect this. Paste here. Paste చేసి మీరు ఓపెన్ అవ్వాలనుకోండి ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఎస్, ఇక్కడ యూజర్ నేమ్ ఏమిస్తాం మనం? యూజర్ నేమ్ మనకు తెలుసా?
సో వీడియో ఉంటే వీడియో
యూజర్ నేమ్ లేదు కదా. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ రామా ఇచ్చానుకోండి, ఎర్రర్ వచ్చేస్తుంది, రైట్? సో ఎలా కనెక్ట్ చేస్తామంటే ఒక పబ్లిక్ కి జనరేట్ చేయాలి. జనరేట్ చేసిన పబ్లిక్ కి జనరేట్ అని క్లిక్ చేయండి, జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. ఇది పబ్లిక్ కి, రైట్? సో దిస్ ఇస్ అవర్ పబ్లిక్ కి. సో కీ కామెంట్స్ ఉంది కదా, కీ కామెంట్స్ హియర్ యూ కెన్ గివ్ యువర్ యూజర్ నేమ్. యూ కెన్ గివ్ యువర్ యూజర్ నేమ్ హియర్. ఓకే, నౌ copy this public key, copy this public key, go to VM, click on VM instance, open this VM instance, edit this VM instance. Small process untundandi, you have to follow this process. show and edit SSH key. Open this, paste your key, the key, public key, whatever key we generated, that we have to paste and click on save. After that, whatever we generated the key, so name we gave some name here. Next one, save private key. Click on. I think already I am having some same name. Yeah, I did it first. This one I did it. Otherwise it will use that. Yeah. Now I want to save this. Save as private key. Click on save as private key. Yes. Where you want to save? Desktop. The same name I want to use here. Rama. Save. See here, this is saved. He is saved, right? Now I want to connect this. I want to connect this VM instance. So copy external IP, copy this and open partition, paste here, SSH authentication, browse. You can select your key pair, Rama key. Open. Now it is asking username. You can give user. Now I am able to connect. This is the way, another way, SSH. Through SSH we can connect this. So I'll show you one more time quickly. Okay, to connect this Google Cloud VM instance, first we have to generate one public key, for which we need to open Puttigen. Open Puttigen, generate public key. Click on generate public key. So key will be generated here, public key. That key here, name you can change. Some name you can put, some name, different name. Okay. So click on save this private key. Yes. Where you want to save, you can select desktop or somewhere. Save. You can copy this key and open your instance, VM instance. Go down here, edit this. Edit, we need to edit first. Go down here, show edit. Here you can paste it. One second. I already gave, right? That is why it is not showing. See here, paste here. You can paste here and click on save this, and then you can open partition. You can connect this. It's very simple. You can try. Okay. So normally this is the way project teams, developers, they will connect. So we create one user in that, and we can give the username also. They can use the username and password. They can connect to instance. Okay. So VM. Yeah, still we have IAM is there, IAM and billing. Tomorrow we'll cover that. Day after tomorrow we'll start Azure. Okay. So Elastic is small things you have to check your own. Go through this console and you can check, right? So if you have any confusions, we'll see that.
And one more thing, sir. ఇప్పుడు AWS లో S3 డిలీట్ చేయాలంటే ఇన్నర్ సైడ్ గా డేటా డిలీట్ చేయాలి కదా. ఈ GCP లో కూడా సేమ్ ప్రొసీజరా? S3 డిలీట్ చేయాలంటే
Same procedure. So functionality wise, any platforms same ఉంటాయి. Some naming terminology will be changed. Small.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, so we stop here for today. So tomorrow we'll work on IAM and billing. Okay, so that we'll complete tomorrow GCP. After tomorrow we start Azure. Fine. Thank you all.